there's really three checklists that we recommend that attorneys consider when they're considering preparing for a law firm sale. The first, of course, is asking yourself, all right, is now even the right time to sell? Okay, and how do you know if now is the right time to sell? So in this checklist, several of the now is the right firm to sell items on that checklist are, well, there could very well be a life event going on. I'm not necessarily talking about a health event, but often our clients, they identify a certain age, right? Like I just always knew I wanted to retire at age 70 or 72, some type of life event that happens in your life. Second is something that we hope people really give a lot of thought to, which is there realistically a low probability that your internal successor, that is the person that you just wish would walk down the hall and walk into your office and say that they want to purchase your firm, is there really a low probability that that will ever happen? In our experience, actually, it is a pretty low probability because your internal successor, that is the attorneys who you hired many years ago and that you would love to take over the practice because you look at it as a great opportunity for them to continue the business that really you've developed. They were hired as key employees, and often they just want to stay as key employees. So that's an important one to recognize. And now is the right time to sell because I realize that my internal successor just doesn't really want to purchase the practice and often can't afford to either. And then another point is recognizing that in the 2020s, growth by acquisition has finally arrived to the legal industry, and recognizing that and preparing for that in terms of just even seeing that there are opportunities that firms want to purchase your firm. I spoke with a potential seller just the other day, and they were surprised that there are 5 firms that are already interested in their practice. And then coming out of COVID, another reason is, lawyers, like so many of us in society today, they want to spend more time with their family. Right. And so if you're thinking about selling your practice and that you want to have more work-life balance, selling is a great way, of course, to introduce that. And it doesn't mean you have to automatically retire because many of our clients, when they sell their practices, they really are joining another firm, practicing for a number of years, but improve their work-life balance significantly because they no longer own the practice. And then a couple other reasons why you're preparing for selling is looking at your bottom line. Okay, if your numbers are actually going down for some reason, you still have clients, you still have referral sources. Going back to those 5 value chips, those are the most important value chips when it comes to selling a firm. And if you start seeing those numbers going down and you're not generating as much revenue as yesteryear, it's really, that is a hint, that is a sign, that is a bottom line reason for considering of moving over your practice to particularly to a growing firm that is certainly going to be interested in the book of business that you have that you've developed. And then another reason that so many of our clients bring up, but we really refer to this one as almost a red herring, is your upcoming lease renewal. Too many lawyers wait too long to consider selling their practice because their lease is going to be up in a couple of years. And we're always recommending just consider your lease as a deal term. Even if you have a couple years left on the lease, if now otherwise would be a right time to sell your practice, then pursue it, and it just becomes a deal term to consider.